Hello, this is Sarah Rushlow. I'm making this video tutorial on behalf of Baker Hunt's Art and Cultural Center. Today I'm going to be drawing a dragon eye with you. And for materials, you won't need too many. You'll need a regular Ticonderoga pencil. If you have more elaborate graphite pencils, you can use those too. You'll also need just a regular sheet of paper, and I like using cardstock if I can find it, but it really doesn't matter. You can use any type of paper you want. You can probably use computer paper, it'll be just fine. And you're going to need some sort of blending tool. I like using Q-tips because it gives me lots of control, but if you don't have Q-tips, don't worry. You can just use another piece of paper, or you can use a tissue. You'll see why later in a second. So I'm going to draw a dragon eye today. And to start with that, I'm going to draw a circle on my paper. Just a circle. Don't have to draw the eyelids yet. It doesn't have to be a perfect circle. In fact, it's better if it's not. You got some extra lines coming off a little bit. Then I'm going to draw my pupil. Now your pupil is, on a human, is that little black dot you see at the center of your eye. I'm drawing a dragon eye though, so I'm giving him a slit pupil. So just an oval with a point at either end. I'm going to fill my pupil in, just go ahead and get that done. Now you can make your pupil any shape you want depending on what kind of animal you're drawing. Horses and goats have rectangular pupils. Humans, of course, have circles. Some cats have slit eyes too, and even some animals have heart-shaped pupils. I believe a yellow-bellied toad does. So whatever shape you want to make your pupil, you can do that. Go ahead then. Once you've drawn that pupil and that eyeball, you're going to draw an eyelid, the bottom of an eyelid, and you're going to have it go over the top third of that eye and come down at a slant. It's a slant down a little bit, and it's okay. You're going to make the top of that eyelid a little darker. Going to go below at the point where that first top eyelid ends. You're going to draw another bottom half of the eyelid. You don't want that one to go quite as far up. You want to see the bottom of that pupil. Now that you've gotten that bottom of that eyelid, I'm going to give my bottom of my eyelid a little bit of a hook, because animals like reptiles, some of them have actually two eyelids, one that goes up and down and one that goes side to side and is waterproof. I'm going to make that a little darker. And then I'm going to draw my iris. I'm going to draw my iris. Iris is the colored part of your eye, and I'm going to do that by drawing some wavy radiating lines. Now, when I say radiate, I mean lines that start at a central point and move away from each other. So these lines are starting at all pointing towards that pupil, and they're radiating out away from each other, and they're moving away from each other. If you're trying to remember, iris is the colored part. Remember that the Greek deity of the rainbow was named Iris. And since we don't have, we're using black and white, since we're using black and white, we can't show color that way. We're going to have to show color by showing different values of black and white. So just have things, so lots of different shades of gray. Because in real life, different colors tend to have different values. They're different levels of light and dark. Alright, so now you should be looking at a pencil drawing at an eye, and this is where your blending tool comes in. So I'm using my Q-tip, but like I said, don't rush out and buy anything. You don't need to. You can use a Kleenex, or you can use a piece of paper, really anything to hand. Use whatever you have to hand. Always stay safe. Alright, so see how I'm rubbing over this eye, and I've created kind of a grayscale. See how it's like a relatively even gray field. This is going to give your eye some more depth in a minute. See? And it's okay if your lines don't disappear completely. You'll see why in a minute. All right, now you can take your pencil eraser, just a regular pencil eraser, and if you have like a white gum eraser, that works too, but it's not necessary. And you're going to draw a circle. You're going to use your eraser to erase a circle over your pupil and your iris. You're going to have a big circle up on top and then a little circle underneath, like a little upside down snowman. See? And that's drawing subtractively. See, we're taking something away. We're drawing by taking something away, not adding something. Now you're just going to erase that upper eyelid. Not the top, not the very top, not that top line. You want to leave that to indicate the fold, that little fold in the skin, but you want to erase some of the, you want to erase the top of the eyelid. You want to erase some of the highlights. You're going to erase the bottom of the eyelid too. Not the line that separates the eyeball from the bottom of the eyelid. And it's okay, if you erase something, you can just draw it again. You're going to erase through the, you want to draw some, use your pencil eraser again and draw some lines in that iris. Erase a little around the outside. See how I'm drawing those? Yeah. Same thing on the other side. Same thing in the other part of the iris. You're going to erase around the outside of the eye some more. See in this corner, you can erase a little bit of that. Now you've erased a little bit, and that's cool. Erase a little on the tear duct, a little circle on the tear duct. And then, now that you've erased some areas, you're going to go back in with your pencil and you're going to shade in some areas a little darker. So for example, I'm going to go back into that pupil. I'm going to shade in that pupil, make it a little darker. And then make that a little darker. Then on the top I'm going to make an eyelid, shade the eyelid a little bit, and then shade around the outside of that eyeball. Bottom of the eyelid. And the tear duct. And you can even go back in and do some of that iris. And you can just keep working on it until you have it the way you want it. The nice thing about it is if you draw something you don't like, you can just go over it with your pencil and it'll be fine. You can just erase it and it'll be fine. Go back over it until you have it the way you want. So that's about it. Please, I'd love to see what you make of this activity. Please feel free to post below where this video is shown. Post your images of your different eyes, and like I said, you don't have to just draw a dragon eye. I did a dragon eye, but you can do anything you like. Horse eye, human eye, goat eye, yellow-bellied toad eye. But as always, stay creative, stay safe, and I'd like to thank you on behalf of Baker Hunt's Art and Cultural Center for joining me today. This is Sarah Rushlow. See you next time.